During the Cold War, the United States faced an invisible, globe-spanning threat: Soviet submarines silently maneuvering beneath the world's oceans. To anticipate where those fleets were heading, American intelligence urgently needed to listen in on the Soviet Navy's internal command communications. Standard radio antennas and listening posts were useless. The most heavily classified Soviet military conversations weren't broadcast over the air at all. They were sent through hardwired physical landlines. Sending operatives deep into the Soviet mainland to physically tap those wires meant almost certain capture and execution. American intelligence had to find a covert backdoor into the Soviet command structure, or risk losing track of a hostile nuclear fleet. The breakthrough came when analysts identified a dedicated underwater communications cable linking a major Soviet naval base directly to the mainland. Because it was buried beneath the sea, the Soviets confidently transmitted their top-secret naval conversations entirely unencrypted. But reaching it presented a massive logistical nightmare. The cable was resting deep beneath the freezing, pitch-black waters of the Sea of Okhotsk, a maritime sanctuary heavily guarded by the Soviet military. Getting to that wire required executing a deep-sea heist in one of the most hostile environments on Earth. The Navy deployed specially modified American submarines tasked with creeping into shallow, sovereign Soviet waters without triggering a single acoustic alarm. The crews endured weeks of claustrophobic tension, slowly navigating past anti-submarine nets and surface patrols to reach the exact coordinates. Once in position, Navy divers exited the airlock and descended into the crushing pressure and freezing temperatures of the ocean depths. With almost zero visibility, the divers had to blindly sweep the muddy seabed by hand just to locate the single communication line. Reaching the site proved that American forces could survive the crushing pressure and navigate a hostile environment that was previously considered inaccessible. Finding the cable was only the first problem. The team now had to tap a live communication line without physically cutting into it and triggering a massive Soviet military alarm. The CIA solved this with a custom piece of hardware, an advanced inductive listening device. Instead of slicing the wire, the device simply wrapped around it. It recorded the ambient electromagnetic field leaking from the cables, capturing audio signals without ever piercing the physical jacket. Powered by a nuclear isotope, the collar stored months of audio on heavy reel-to-reel tapes. American submarines would periodically risk returning to the site to secretly swap out those recordings. The result was a continuous, undetected stream of the Soviet Union's most closely guarded military commands flowing straight to analysts in Washington. Operation Ivy Bells successfully bypassed every layer of geographic, military, and hardware security the Soviets had built. Yet, despite executing a highly complex mission in the most unforgiving environment on the planet, the operation met a sudden end. Soviet sonar technicians never detected the American submarines, and the custom listening device recorded month after month of data without a single technical malfunction. The mission collapsed because an American intelligence worker walked into a Soviet embassy and sold the secret of the mission for cash. The fallout was immediate. Soviet forces rushed to the Sea of Okhotsk, pulled the multi-million-dollar recording device from the water, and instantly severed the CIA's most vital intelligence stream. Today, Operation Ivy Bells is remembered as one of the boldest and most successful underwater espionage missions in history. Flawless engineering and immense physical bravery can conquer the darkest depths of the ocean, but even the tightest operational security remains fatally vulnerable to a single compromised human being.